Greetings, everyone! Welcome to Legacies of Caine. A few weird technical snafus there, but everything looks good and seems to be working. I hope.
Yeah, just a few.
I don't know. There was a little bit of issues that are apparently going on in either Twitch or my internet, or I don't know, little bits of things. So be careful of drop frames or anything.
Twitch is looking fine. It's Verizon that looked like it was having problems.
Well, I hope it's just a little bit of hiccups, and it's not much any other issues. Who knows? Anyway, and I was forced to upgrade my OBS studio.
Don't like the new look?
I don't like the new look. I like
because you're a madman.
I liked my light gray. I was used to it over all these years. Now it's all like dark gray and stuff. Anyway, we're playing Vampire the Masquerade while I complain about how things change. Grumble, grumble, old man, grumble, grumble.
Only boomers don't like dark mode.
I don't mind dark mode. I just prefer my old way of doing things.
Boo. Change is good and healthy.
Also, I'm too young to be a boomer, just by a few years.
Honorary boomer.
I don't meet that cutoff. Womp womp. But no. If you missed last time, everybody headed back to Egypt. They met with some nice ladies in a club and convinced them to come to a meeting. And they're 99% sure they found the location known as Golgotha, where the last person they have to find is at. They just couldn't find a way in. At least Emil and Samuel couldn't. So, now it's up to Leslie, Nathan, and Emil to go back out there, while Dawn and Samuel take care of things back at the hotel. Yeah. You're gonna amaze it. Ryan will come with you.
Raita.
Yeah, Ryan can come with you. He doesn't have to stay with Raita, which he's very upset about.
Hey, Ryan can't turn into a bunch of little cockroaches, can he?
Yes. Let me check.
I thought you could only turn to one big one.
Samasa, let me check here.
Boom! I think we got our way in.
They can manifest different traits with the first transformation each scene, and they're kept to the end of the scene. And swarm. Each turn doesn't... No, it's like he can have swarms coming off of him and they obey his command. He doesn't turn into them. So we could send cockroaches in there, he doesn't become a swarm.
Well, maybe he could send a swarm in, and they would be able to figure out how to open the thing.
Okay.
Well, regardless, we're gonna go there.
You're heading back into the desert, deep into Egypt, the location of Golgotha. Once again, we're returning to the boneyard. Oh, why are you clicking at me again? Alright then. Fixed problem. As I described before, it is a veritable, graveyard of all kinds of creatures, and a burning, even at night now, it's that vastness that it is it feels chilled, nearly freezing at this time of night, deep in this valley, where it's just littered with all these bones. And Emil will lead you through to an ancient elephant skeleton, bleached in the desert sun, and beneath it is the door of ribs. So you want me to do what now?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think that Leslie and I can take a look around and see if we can find anything that might allow us in.
Sure.
I suppose so.
Perception, is it investigation on there?
Probably.
Yeah.
Perhaps I could try talking to some local wildlife. I didn't try that last time.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't try that last time? Why not?
What did you guys do last time?
Mostly just poked at and banged on the door.
Right. The two of you will kind of look around the wall, and you will figure out that it appears as though a number of the ribs press in slightly.
I press on a rib.
It kind of like, almost like clicks in.
Press on other ones that seem to be pressable.
Okay. There seems about 10 of them, and once you press in all 10, they will reset.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There seems to be a pattern or a code.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Are there any easy to recall rib patterns that might exist? Top to bottom, bottom to top. I don't know. Symbolic meaning of different ribs, perhaps.
Possibly.
Are there any carved sculptures around?
No. You see no sign of any kind of actual life except for this strange door that's was actually really well hidden in the bones of the elephant.
So no Skyrimming this. Gotcha.
Is there any markings or indications on the rib cage of the elephant?
You don't see anything on the ribcage of the elephant.
Are there any other complete rib cages that are easy to see from here?
A few?
I'm gonna check those to see if there's any markings or indications on those.
Alright, Emil, you were going to talk to an animal. What are you talking to?
See if I can find that, what was it, gopher?
Gerbil.
Gerbil.
Sure. Can you give me a, charisma animal ken check?
I haven't opened
If
up
this
my
doesn't
sheet
work, I'm gonna
yet.
try a thing with Auspex after.
Okay.
Is my...
Oh wow, it's 4 3s and a 10.
It is 4 3s and a 10 you got.
Jeez.
Difficulty what?
Roll a 7. It's a gerbil. It's nervous.
Meanwhile, I was one off a straight flush.
Not gonna end well. Wait, no.
It did not end well. That gerbil does not like you
Wow.
whatsoever.
Wow. What's with me and ones? I don't think I roll without getting at least a couple ones.
Alright, Leslie, you were going to use Auspex. Please do so.
Yeah, I'm just gonna activate heightened senses, specifically hearing in this case.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna press on ribs and see if I can notice if there's any distinct, unique sounds, like a lock, tumbler clicking into place.
I need another perception investigation check. Add your bonus from heightened awareness to it.
One moment.
Actually, wait, no. It's, you know, we'll do perception investigation. I think that works in this case.
Just straight up.
Yeah, just straight up. Actually, give me difficulty 8.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me a second, I'm just reading aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting you know, with
In
10
certain
ribs,
circumstances, dice rolls associated with using the character's sense, such as perception alertness, decrease in difficulty by a number equal to the character's Auspex rating when the power is engaged.
Okay, so you just decrease the difficulty from 8 by... Do you have 2 ranks in Auspex?
Yes.
So you put it...
So just difficulty 6 then.
Yep.
Good man.
just letting you know. If we're gonna try this at random, there are over 3,600,000 ways to do a 10-digit combination.
All right. You think you're like working on that for a while. I'll get back to you in a second. Nathan, why don't you give me perception alertness, I'd say. Just to take a look around for something that stands out.
Sure. Let's do that.
All right. You kind of take a look around, just kind of like scanning the area. I'm guessing you probably have a flashlight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you notice something that's quite unusual, actually. One of the piles of bones looks like it's been arranged in a weird way.
Huh. Like, why is it weird? What makes it weird?
It seems to be a pile of bones with, like a skull, like, sitting on top, almost, of it. Kind of squished a little bit into the pile. And then you can see that, like, it seems to be, a round robin of different types of bones piled together. Sticking out like this pile of, like, dirt.
Emil, we'll take a look at this.
Come over.
I'm going to examine it and see if there's any way it could give us a clue as to how to press the bones.
By easily kind of like looking through it, actually give me a intelligence investigation. Why don't you roll that? Emil, you could roll it too. Yeah. Emil, you could roll this too because you're looking at it.
Difficulty?
We'll go with, I'm going to go with difficulty 7 here. Okay. So both of you kind of look at it for a while and you discuss things a little bit while, Leslie, is busy, like, investigating it, getting the tones right, and you figure out that there is actually a pattern to the number of bones. Each type of bone has between 1 to 10 bones, non-repeating. So now you have an order of numbers if you kind of loop around it. You just don't know where to start from in those order of numbers.
All right, Leslie. I did have another thought. I think we might have found the code, sort of. But let me try something first.
Leslie, you have figured out which one is the starting one. You're pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm gonna knock over.
Do I know which one? Or?
It's like rib number 3, we'll say.
If you have the order, then I have the starting position. I believe it would be number 3.
Ah, excellent.
And what was this? And what was the starting number?
The starting number was 3, and then it cycles through, and you're thinking that you're not sure if it goes left to right, right to left, in like going around this pile, but you...
We now have 2 to try instead of a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's obviously that pile is left as a reminder, but it's like such a like obscure thing. You know, it's like this is definitely very difficult to figure out. You have to find the door, you know, do all this kind of stuff. It looks as though if you're smart enough to do it, you can get in.
Yeah, I'm still gonna knock on the door first.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, probably the hardest part is just knowing there's something here to look for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait for several seconds for a response.
No response.
All right, let's try the bone code.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I feel like there's so many jokes we could make about that.
The bone code. All right.
Well.
Boop 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 boop.
Try one way, try the other.
As soon as you like enter the last one, outside to the second way you do it, so it seems to have gone from right to left. So, if looking from above, clockwise. Mm-hmm. The ribs will kind of flex out for a second, and then bend inwards.
I hope this is the right one.
There is a kind of short passageway leading down into rock, and a just hole going down.
So that door doesn't... Is that door opens, or this is a separate hole that opens?
Like, the door opens, so there's like a small like passage behind it that maybe goes back about 15 feet, and then just a hole into the earth.
Alright, well, I'm going to activate my Protean Dark Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Allons-y.
Didn't know you were a fan of who?
Who?
Oh, wait, you're just somewhat French. Right. Yeah, let's go. Is there an easy way down this hole?
Well, I could get
I
down
think
kind
I
of
caused
easily.
legs.
What was that?
I could get down if I turn into a bat.
You
Well,
do not.
it's not
Current. Yeah, you don't currently see an easy way down.
Oh, it's a straight down hole?
It goes down.
Oh. I mean, I can just climb down.
Like, the hole is like probably like not quite a perfectly circular path, but like a kind of like almost like kind of stone, mostly circular path that is about 3 feet wide. So enough that if you wanted to, like, you know, put your arms out and legs out, you could and try to shimmy down, but you're not sure how deep it goes.
I can't see the bottom with my dark vision.
No.
I'm gonna shine the flashlight down.
Yeah. It seems with the twists in the tunnel, they're enough that it kind of blocks off the light eventually.
Let's see. I don't want to drop a grenade. What else do I have that I could drop down there?
I could just fly down with dark vision and check it out.
Well, yes, that's certainly an option.
We can
Go
just drop
for
a
it.
bone.
I mean, I can also just climb down.
Whoever's gonna do it should do it now.
I'd like an idea of how far down it goes before we start actually climbing.
How about this
I'll check it out then.
leg?
Sure. Drop the leg, and Emil, you can fly down as well.
The
Ryan,
bone.
do you have an actual leg or a femur?
I think it's the lower leg. It's been a while since I took, medicine in school.
Ryan, bone or actual flesh and blood leg?
A bone.
In which case, I would ask where you got a leg from.
It's an actual bone. I mean, I did find that there was a rotting camel a little whiles away.
I'm most glad that you did not pick it up and carry it with you.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, you would have it there. Would have been fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I will fly down.
Alright. The bone will go clunk, 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 and then stop clunking eventually.
Now, the question is, does it clunk on the ground to stop clunking, or does it stop clunking because it gets far enough away to where you can't hear it clunk anymore?
With heightened awareness that Leslie has open, it
Which I also
splashes.
have open.
It splashes into something.
Water down there. Oh, not water, a liquid.
All right. Well, hopefully not kerosene or some other flammable liquid. Well, chop chop.
Alright.
How long does it take me to get down?
It doesn't take you too long as a bat to fly down there. I mean, it's just a little ways down there. When you arrive down at the bottom, the chamber that's there has kind of a black liquid covering the bottom of it. It seems to be some kind of cavern. You can see that the water itself is also still filled with remains of things. These are in various states of decay.
I just remembered that the people that we're finding have to eat flesh, don't they?
Those you already
Flesh with
found.
their- Oh, okay.
Yeah, those were the Nagaraja.
Mhm.
Those are the ones that Samuel and Dawn are taking care of.
Got it. Well, about how far down would I be able to judge?
Few hundred feet.
Alright. I'll fly back up and change back and say it's a few hundred feet. Did we bring any rope?
I don't believe so.
We have a way of getting Nathan down?
I can climb.
Very well.
I'm quite dexterous, and there's enough twists and turns that I should be able to brace myself.
Okay.
There is a drop at the bottom. It is into a pool of water, but the water also has flesh and gore in it.
Alright, and I have an extra set of clothes in the car.
Just letting you know.
Appreciate.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. So I will need a Dex Athletics from everyone.
Flying again.
Yep.
I was gonna say everyone?
Well, most folks. I'll say difficulty 7 because you can brace yourself against all the walls, but it's still pretty difficult to like shimmy down a tunnel. Like it's wide enough that you can definitely brace yourself pretty well and wedge yourself in there, but it's you know climbing down, but it's not the safest climb possible.
Just check how much blood I have for something.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll take up the rear. Oh boy.
You can fly, can you not?
I don't think I can fit in there if I can fly.
Ah,
Do you have the thing that bugs have that let them stick to walls?
I also have to be a 9-foot tall giant monstrosity to do that. I don't think I fit in there with that.
Got it.
9 foot tall? Are you more than 3 feet wide?
I don't think he gets, like, squeezing as a power. Like, cockroachy squeezing. No, he doesn't. He hit the wall walking, but not that.
Also, I don't think cockroaches can squeeze sideways. They can only flatten.
Yeah.
If I use Protean Claws, will it
I'm sorry.
be in,
If you want to try to, like, claw into the walls, sure. You could probably get a... I'd give you, like, a bonus die.
I feel like I did pretty well.
Actually, no. We'll reduce the difficulty if you want to use protocols by 1. So if you want to do difficulty 6.
what if I do Black Metamorphosis and just get essentially 4 extra arms?
I mean, again, I think that would just reduce the number of the difficulty, definitely, again. If you wanted to do that.
Yeah, that one could damage me. I'll just do Protean Claws, spend a blood point.
Okay.
So I got claws coming out of hands.
Yeah. So using them to kind of, like, latch into the walls a little bit better.
Yep. Dex Athletics, you said?
Yes.
Difficulty...
For you, it would be 6.
This is a much larger hole than the chimneys I'm used to, but I've done this before.
Oh, Nathan. I know you were a little older. Was there chimney sweeps back in your day?
Occasionally.
Were you a chimney sweep?
No.
What experience do you have climbing up and down chimneys, my friend?
Well, when you're silently trying to get into or out of a place, very few people check the chimney.
Fair enough. Seems the risk of fire is a rather dangerous one.
Whoa, jeez. I'm okay. So Nathan, you'll be the first one down, and you'll kind of like be able to drop down into the liquid below, and when you drop into it, it splorches in a very unusual way. It's not water.
Is it oil?
No. You're fairly sure this is like viscous remains.
Ah, well, in that case,
That was close enough.
flashlight and figure out if there's any tunnels out of here, or rather, where an exit point would be.
Yeah. So like Leslie, you'll also splash down. Ryan will splash down and be like, "Oh my god! Oh god! Ah, this is fairly awful. Ah."
Definitely not the nicest thing we've
Not just awful, it's probably also digested, or not digested, decomposed flesh. Not just awful.
Well, I usually find your pedantry amusing. Current circumstances render it a little less so.
I'm probably off on the side, perfectly dry.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I have to say, like, you know, as soon as they disturbed the surface, like, this smell came out of the area, you know. It was sort of like everything had sort of settled down here, and, like, it was just as soon as they splorched into it, like, the smell emanated from the entire area.
Started wafting that smell around. Okay, that's probably getting me to retch.
Yeah.
With my extra sensitive smell.
Yeah, it is.
As a bat wretch. So this is why I have why I activated my hearing and not all my senses.
Actually, that's it. To be fair, bats can vomit.
Yeah.
I do know that.
I'm not.
But it's tiny and cute.
But can
Probably, yeah.
they don't have anything in their stomach.
No.
Well,
It's a lot of dry heaving.
specifically, yeah.
A lot of bat dry heaving.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting out of this
Yes.
scorching mess as soon as I can.
You'll
find-
kind of be able to, like, emerge from the splorching mess onto what looks to be, like, the only effective, like... I wouldn't call it the only dry land, but it's the most obvious dry land, this area. You're not sure how deep everything else goes, but this obviously comes out of it. And it's near this kind of, like, twisting tunnel. Kind of in the back, like, just, like, down the tunnel, you can see what looks to be a flickering light.
Well, I suppose we walk down it. We have
Yep.
somebody to
I'll
find.
say moderately loudly. I hope Unre doesn't mind a brief visit from messengers.
I'll
She has a
agree.
change of clothes. You think she has a suit down here? Spare one. Pretty sure this
I
one is.
only have the one in the car, although I do have an extra cloak if you'd like.
I'll probably take that. This is possibly the worst. No, Smeeche. Second worst thing I've dealt with.
What about the demons?
No. This is worse. This is definitely worse.
Interesting. Well,
Keep in mind, I don't see them as demons. You lot apparently see them as demons. To me, they are shadows. I am quite used to shadows. What I'm not used to is being buried waist deep in offal and having it soak into my clothes. And the stench, my God, the stench.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Spend enough time in sewers, you get used to the stench.
I mean, Samuel's oftentimes kind of a little smelly. Just saying.
Something.
Not to be rude.
If we're stuck here, we can sleep here. Not particularly safely, but we could sleep here.
True, true. Guess we're out of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I can shut off my nose. I know I can make it more sensitive, but...
You could always find some damp earth and pack it around your nose.
Fair point. The nuts.
You will hear a noise coming from down the path where the light is.
Once the light is enough for me to see by, I'm going to turn off my flashlight.
Okay. It's like a
Enhanced heat.
flickering light of like maybe like a candle or something. It seems like.
Enhanced hearing, can I tell what the sound is?
It looks like a thump, shh, thump, shh, thump, shh, thump, shh. Sounds like steps, but with like dragging.
I think,
Also hear.
Are we getting paid for this? We better be getting paid for this. I know we're getting information, but are we getting paid for this?
With information, yes.
What about money? Maybe we can renegotiate. At any rate, something's coming. I think.
Alright. Cool.
Alright.
Not much to do about it until we know what it is.
Indeed. So after a few moments, you'll see this, like, figure start walking forward, which those of you who can see in the dark will see it as this rotting corpse that seems to be dragging something along behind it.
What's a dragon?
Something in a bag which is struggling and murmuring.
Midnight snack you got there?
It does not respond to you, and it keeps walking forward. The shambling corpse
Follow it.
will come up to where you are, open the bag, pulling out what looks to be a person who you can see, like, something's wrong with their body, almost. They're just kind of murmuring and screaming, and you can just see this look of both terror and absolute pain on them, as it looks as though something odd is with his body. Like, he's completely naked, but you can look as though someone's been trying to maybe, like, sew together different parts. Very Frankenstein-y. And it doesn't, like, he just doesn't seem to move except for his head.
Is it human?
It looks, yeah, the face is human. The body looks mostly human.
Right, I'm gonna...
English?
He'll say something in Arabic, like it's just pain and suffering, as the thing... If you don't interrupt him,
this is the one we're talking to.
He's just going to pick up the body and throw it face down into the ichor, as you just hear this...
How far away? I thought we got to dry land and we're going down the tunnel.
Well, it's going
I
by
thought the
you.
light got closer as you guys got to the land.
Yeah, it's like as you begun down the tunnel, this started coming down, kind of like. So you weren't that far.
Okay.
You couldn't see that he'll kind of like move over to the edge and chuck the body in.
Well, saves me the trouble of silencing that thing's screams. Do you work for Unre?
It'll kind of turn around and kind of start shuffling back.
Probably.
I assume so.
Shall we
Follow
follow
it?
it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well.
All right. It's going to head into the next chamber, which you can see that there is, like, a small kind of room with what looks to be, like, some kind of slide that leads to, like a bin or something. And then a couple of, like a tunnel leading off to the left from when you enter. The creature will kind of, like, shuffle up, and then it'll just kind of, like, stand next to the bottom of the slide. Next to the, like, dumping spot. And stop moving.
Wait, so this slide comes down from above?
Yes.
And there's two other paths.
Oh, one other path. Oh, one to the left, I said.
One to the left.
Yeah. So you're kind of like, you came in, and it's just kind of curving over to your left side. Out of this
Thank
kind
you
of, like...
kindly for the escort.
Mhm.
Shall we? I indicate the passage to the left.
Mhm.
Might as well. Don't see any other option, really.
Okay. You'll kind of move out and emerge into a large vaulted chamber with what looks to be a number of, like, you're kind of kind of at the bottom of this area. You can see that there's this kind of, like, moving waterworks. As you can hear a rushing of, like, an underground river that probably passes through this region. It looks as though someone's tapped into it to create, like, a waterworks that comes down through this, like, probably, like, kind of vertical area that kind of comes down to, like, the area you're in. Like, you're almost at the bottom of the area, where you can see there's this passage of water which kind of comes down diagonally in front of you and pours off the side into this kind of, like, basin. You're not sure how far it down, but it must meet up with the underground river. Because it sounds like it's like a man-made waterfall off into that area. You can see that the area around here is cobbled of what looks to be human skulls.
We do run into the most delightful kindred, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
At least they're consistent with their decor.
Sure.
Any paths out of this area?
Yes. It looks as though, like, there's a passage to the side of, like, the water that is coming tumbling down in this vaulted chamber. And, like, with your lights, you can see that there appears to be, like, little lights coming from various structures made of stone and decorated with all kinds of bone and stuff. They look fairly ancient in design.
Makes sense.
It's almost like there's, like, this, like a slope with a bunch of buildings put on it that kind of lead up. If you kind of come to the edge where, like where that kind of passage of water is going off the side, you can look up and you can see that there is, like, a massive, like, structure at the top here that looks akin to, like, a palace or something. Ornamented with all kinds of creature bones, and it looks like it's just made of bone itself rather than stone, which some of these buildings are.
Do we know how old Unre is?
Very.
Well, we have a job to do.
In the immortal words of Peter, go up.
We go up. One might even say that these stairs go up.
Do you wish to stop by any of these side buildings or head straight for the massive structure at the top?
I mean, I'll poke a head in if there's, like, a window.
You will see, like, one of the buildings seems to be littered with various corpses hanging by, like, meat hooks. Another one seems to be a collection of strange and odd objects, probably, like, historical artifacts, that are very macabre in design. Like, each of the buildings seems to be for storing something or for doing something in them. Like, one of them is looks to be like a music room of some kind. It's like, and you can see that there's like, it looks like there's lots of little candles around that seem to be made from fat.
I guess human.
Good chance of it. Eventually, though, you will get up towards the top, where you will see that there is kind of like this large bone-ish structure, and there seems to be like a group of more of those undead, those best described as like zombies, that are lining a passageway leading inside. There are about 8 of them on either side.
Stop before them.
They are not moving.
Maybe pass.
You can see that each of them is like dressed in what looks to be like ancient armor with weapons, like swords and spears and shields.
May we pass?
They do not respond.
Excellent call, Leslie. What was that?
They do not respond.
Well, I suppose silence signifies acquiescence.
I'll take a step forward. And another one.
As you get about like towards where the doorway actually like kind of is, because this lineup goes like up to the doorway and into it, you'll see all of them kind of like take a step forward, draw weapons, and then just stop.
I will stop. And look at them.
They just stand there, weapons drawn, not moving.
How far away from Leslie are they at the moment?
This is like a large kind of passageway that's kind of like maybe like 20 foot wide with massive like vaulted like opening in the building. So probably like 10 feet either side approximately.
Okay.
I will take a step.
They will take a step forward.
I will take a step back.
They will take a step back.
I will shake it side to side. No. Unre?
Perhaps if you do the hokey pokey.
Ah, yes. Turn myself around.
Actually, yes, and perhaps walk backwards.
Am I, like... in the...
I have no idea if it'll work, but you might as well give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a sense of where I am in relation to them. So, the door is at the end of the hallway. They're lining the hallway.
Dares enter my domain. A voice booms from somewhere.
There we go. Messengers from... not Celestine. Angelique.
Looking for Unre.
What would that bitch want with me?
Good terms, good terms.
For you to join in the fun times of a family reunion.
You are the last of several that we have been sent to gather.
Come closer, children. They will not harm you now. Hold back.
Walk up to the door then.
Alright. Let's take our first break here. And then we can see what happens when you walk inside. So if you need a drink, snack, bathroom break, go ahead and do them. We'll be back in a little bit to
Slide
continue.
to the left.
Bum, bum. Alright. Welcome back, folks. Alright. So the creatures will stand down, allowing you to enter into the building as a whole. This building, it continues to have a same twisted, macabre sense of everything. There are strange, what look to be almost lights around, except they like twist and move almost unnaturally. There are a large amount of these rotting corpses, some of them which seem to be dressed up as servants. And kind of sitting on top of a massive throne of bone is an incredibly beautiful woman, dressed in like stunning kind of like nearly see-through silk robes, and having this kind of strange mask on that obscures her face directly. That kind of has like a crown of like small animal bones and horns, and the mask kind of like goes down, still decorated with like, you know, it almost looks like maybe like a beak or something, where all you can see is kind of her eyes showing out from it.
I take it then that you are Unre.
And who are you?
My name is Leslie, that's Nathan, and that is Emil.
We did not before we came in.
There was no response, so...
And you went in through the back door, so to say.
Unfortunately, we did not find a alternative entrance. Would have much preferred one had I known that it would not have required dropping into an awful pit.
That's the thing. You shouldn't have been able to find any entrance to my land.
Is it just me, or did Tantus robot like crazy just then?
It might have just been
not for me.
Nothing on my end either. Everything's been stable for a bit. I lost some frames early on, but we've been stable now for a while. So I don't know.
Well, we are somewhat good at what we do, hence us being the ones going around and collecting everybody. Well, notifying them, I should say.
And you are a fine specimen. I wonder what I could do with you.
I'm sure a great many things, given what I've seen around this place. Unfortunately, I am not up for experimentation at the moment. Business and pleasure being kept separate and all that. At any rate, we are here to relay a message regarding said family meeting. The
last one? And who else has already agreed to this meeting?
He'll list off the people or names that I can't remember.
Interesting.
Baron Samdi, two of the Lilin, the Nagaraja, Apasia of the Skits, Khurshid, and Mahatma Baiza.
You've certainly been busy. As much as I dislike being disturbed from my work at hand, it's not necessarily a terrible thing to see what those fools have to do. Who is the true orchestrator of all of this? It can't be that bitch. Wait.
Well, the leader of the music, the conductor, as it were, Lazarus.
So the old man wakes once again. Fascinating. So, tell him that we will attend.
As you wish.
Japheth and myself.
Then I do believe that is our business concluded. Yes, Nathan?
I believe so.
Wonderful.
Thank you for your time.
And your
Apologies for the
hospitality?
intrusion. Would you care to show us the front door so that we might leave more quickly?
And without getting covered in offal.
There is one way out you can go. It's a bit of a dangerous one, but I'm sure you can manage it. Take them to the way out. Okay, you'll be led out of the building, down back to the edge, where the water tumbles over into an underground river down below.
I'm not going to say I expected this, but
On the upside,
Yeah.
your clothes will be somewhat clean.
I hope. At least we don't have to breathe. And turn to the zombie, I guess. Jump in the river, yes?
Brains.
I mean, they don't speak. They're
Well,
just
last
spirits of
name's
the dead that have been literally used to animate a walking corpse. I mean, they're not very smart. Most of
Well,
them.
Well then, last
the
one
river-
in's a
Or the awful.
last one in's a rotten egg. Jump,
Okay.
dive.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie, you recall she said it was dangerous.
Splash.
Yep. Splash. Anybody else following?
How difficult would it be to get us up to the hole in the ceiling? How far?
I mean, for me, pretty easily.
Right. Jantis, how far up was that hole?
Probably like a 30-foot drop
Hmm.
to the middle of to a hole in the middle of the ceiling. Into like waist deep awful.
So you'd have to essentially climb the wall and then climb the ceiling, climb on the ceiling to get to the hole.
Well, I'm good, but I'm not quite that good. All right. In we go.
Mm-hmm.
Come along, Ryan.
I'm gonna go out the other way since it'll be good for at least one of us to know where the car is.
Oh boy.
That way I can come pick you guys up if necessary.
He's gonna transform and activate he's gonna be like much more armored than normal, so he can soak extra damage. Also, when he's a giant creature, he can hold his breath longer.
That sounds like a good plan.
Mm-hmm. His stamina goes up by 3, and it was already pretty good. So
Oh boy.
that's a thing he
All right.
needs.
Into the water then.
All right. You're gonna be tumbling through an underground river for who knows how far. Occasionally it'll like come out in like caves or tunnels or stuff where there's pockets of air. But most of the time it's just like tumbling through the dark, like throwing you off of like rocks and stuff, going at pretty high speed under the ground there.
I've got my dark vision sensitive, and as I jump down, activating heightened vision as well.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna try and swim with the current and avoid rocks if I can.
Yeah, okay. It's more just like, give me a I'm gonna say strength athletics then. Check. I'm gonna need that from everybody then.
Except,
I said I'm going out the other way.
Okay, not Emil. Sorry, not Emil.
yeah,
I am
thinking.
mainly doing this so one of us has access to the car and can come pick up the others.
Oh,
I'm more.
holy
Can I
shit.
just go with stamina and athletics? Because I can't see anything. I can't really do anything. I just am
Sure.
trying to. Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that's an insanity. And one more. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're just kind of like gonna like go with the flow and sort of like just
Curl up into a ball.
curl up into a ball. So like when you bounce off of stuff, you just kind of do that. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fucking successes on Ryan.
So he's gonna catch me on his way through.
Judging that I rolled like on his original roll, I rolled 5 10s, and he could re-roll those. So that was another 4 successes on the re-roll.
Impressive.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think you'll be fine. I think the person needs to catch is Leslie.
yeah. I mean, Leslie will be fine too in the end. He rolled pretty well still.
I mean, Leslie's also actively able to avoid things.
Yeah, I can see.
I mean, oh God. I'm guessing that's probably what Ryan did too. He took Dark Sight and Armored Carapace as his powers for this scene for his transformation.
And I just went Dark Sight and enhanced Dark Sight.
Yeah. So he'll kind of like, as a giant cockroach, like swim, scuttle through the water and use his Armored Carapace to kind of like bounce off of rocks. So like he'll like knock his shell into stuff so he doesn't take damage from it because his shell can take the hits and stuff. Pop out of the water when he can, you know, things like that. You guys are going to go for probably a couple of miles. And eventually, though, you're actually going to be kind of tossed out into, like, it's going to kind of, like, just weave underground. You know, it's like the underground lake is got a lot of pressure kind of coming in behind it, so it's kind of like you're pretty low in the ground now, but it's like, you know, that you're like probably like at certain points in time you're like kind of like going up and down and all that kind of twisted and, you know, like things like that. And you might have been like kind of in areas too, and eventually though you'll kind of be thrown out into this like large underground lake.
That was the best slip and slide I've ever been on.
This was really upsetting.
What do you mean upsetting? We're all perfectly fine, Ryan.
Ah,
I don't see a scratch on that carapace of yours.
not that. That lady has not a very pleasant place to live in.
Ryan, you're still a giant cockroach and you're saying that about her.
I am beautiful in my own ways.
Don't be racist, Leslie.
I'm not being racist. He is horrifying to behold.
I am very attractive when it comes to horrible cockroach monsters.
Ryan, were I a human, I would run screaming.
That's good.
Honestly, Leslie, if you were a human, you'd probably run screaming from me and Emil and even Dawn.
And myself, to be honest. I mean,
Especially yourself.
I literally control shadow demons that apparently other people see as demons. I wonder if humans see my shadows as demons.
I imagine that would be a difficult thing to find out without breaking the Masquerade. So let's see if we can figure out how to get out of here, as I believe my, let's see if my flashlight works. I'm pretty certain my phone will not.
Maybe I can experiment on one sometime.
After getting some like water out of your flashlight, I'm gonna say like you balled up pretty well. So like you were able to keep your flashlight kind of tight in there. It still works. You know, like you'll get the water out and stuff. You know, and it'll still
Try
work.
out the contacts.
Yeah. You do seem to be in some kind of like underground reservoir, and there does seem to be kind of like a kind of tunnel leading up and out of this area.
Does anyone know what time it is?
No! I will stay like this until I need to turn back, as I have no pants on now!
Good call.
Fair call, but if the people outside of here, just, you know, saying giant cockroach, human.
It's okay! They will deny my existence!
All right, you have. That's so very convenient for you. Well, could you at least check what time it is for us? I'd rather not walk out into a burning, screamy death.
I do not see any kind of light or anything up that way. Looks like more tunnel!
Yes, I don't believe it should be approaching dawn yet. We did leave to come here fairly early in the night, and it didn't take us that long to get in.
True, but I don't know about the rest of you, but my sense of time is a little off with that river. I'm not sure how long we were in there. While fun, it's not... It's somewhat discombobulating.
Fair enough.
Something like 10 or 20 minutes. I couldn't tell either. I just made sure to keep swimming with the current and grabbing breath when I could.
Oh, right. You need to breathe. Well, I guess it's a good thing there was air pockets.
They were far and few between.
Shall we go?
Yes!
Up the tunnel. I'll head out first, as I think I'm the least offensive of the three of us.
I mean, I look perfectly fine.
Minus one shadowy arm. Sure.
That people can't see if I don't want them to.
Still, people
Alright.
respond better to reasonably normal-looking people than they do to one-armed.
That's limist. And frankly, I don't approve.
You are somewhere in a cave system. I need a wits survival from one of you to try to navigate the cave system and lead your way out.
I guess ableist. With survival.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have wits.
I have wits.
I should have stuck with you guys.
Substitute for this.
I'm gonna try a Ryan roll, because he has a little bit of both of those, and only a little bit of both of those. No!
Oh fuck!
He doesn't.
All right,
He doesn't.
wits it is.
Botch at least.
Well, that's good.
There's one success.
Yeah. Hey. You're not sure. It's gonna probably be hours upon hours of wandering, but like, and you'll have to double back a few times here and there, but you'll use your senses and ability to see in the dark and effectively try to navigate through the caves. You'll.
No, I'm pretty sure it's this way.
No, Nathan, just stay with me.
Mhm.
That goes.
We
back
already
to
went
the
down
river.
that tunnel.
I mean, unless you want to go for another swim, in which case, by all means.
Ryan will keep switching between his cockroach form when he can fit, and if he can't fit, he will turn into person, very naked man, and just climb through the dark, using Nathan's flashlight as the very little light of like getting through areas, and you will manage to like crawl and navigate deep into these mountains. You're not sure how long will pass, but eventually you will find a way out. And you will see that you're in some of the, like, mountains that were nearby to your area.
I'm going to take the
Carpe,
car.
your mic has started buzzing very loudly. when it activates.
Who?
You, although it's not now. Never mind.
Oh, I think it might have been my wife washing dishes. Or
Fair.
thought so.
First off, I'm actually going to make sure the door is closed, just to be polite. The bone door. My way out.
Okay. Like close
The
it.
bone
Okay.
door.
And then I'm going to see if I can figure out...
Yeah. So you're pretty
I'll
sure.
just drive in the direction that I remember the river going in.
Well,
You give me a intelligence.
Actually, first I'm just going to think if it might even be worth trying this.
yeah, because
Honestly
we couldn't really see
speaking-
where the river went. We just saw it plunge down.
and
not
you
in
could
a
hear
direction.
the what probably was occurring was there was an underground river that was split higher up that had then the water feature going through Golgotha, and when it tumbled over the side of the water feature, it re-met with the underground river. So like the underground river was constantly feeding the water supply to that place, you know. Where it ended up,
So that palace that they created out of bone, that was Golgotha?
stone and bone and stuff, yes.
Gotcha.
You know what? Yeah, I can survive in the day if it comes to it. And they're underground, so... I mean, I can bury myself underground.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to sit around and wait for them to find a way to signal me.
Yeah, you're in a mountain range somewhere. From your knowledge and your positioning, you're probably farther south than you wanted, as the mountains in this area of the country are in the southwest corner kind of area, which you're near to. You're not in a huge mountainous area. You're in like an area of a few mountains popping up. You were kind of in a hilly area, where a hilly semi-mountainous area where the valley was, but you don't really recognize the features around you, but you're pretty sure, again, like...
Is this us or Emil?
Yeah, you two.
Us.
Or you three.
Okay.
You spent like 10 to, let's say like 15, 20 minutes in a rapid moving river that, like, you know, moved you somewhere. You got distance.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds are on our phone still working after that path?
I'm gonna pull out my phone and check it.
No.
Well, 0% chance mine works.
Pull mine out.
Nope. Very waterlogged. Same with Ryan's.
Well,
How does Ryan have his phone?
He gave it to you, probably.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can never remember if his belongings just like phase into him, like
No,
D&D
his
style or not.
clothes get torn off, and he usually probably anything of value he gives to you. That's why he probably doesn't travel with his wallet most of the time unless he knows he's going to spend money. Because then, if you're going to like change into a giant cockroach monster, you have to go back for your pants. To, like, be like, don't mind me. I was going to pick up the shreds of my pants, and you know,
Yeah, he
get my
probably
wallet.
wears like sweatpants.
Mm-hmm.
He really needs to learn the rite of pants.
There is, I think, actually a power that is like a rite of like.
No, there is. There's a rite that lets you merge your clothes and belongings with you.
Yep. Too bad he doesn't have that.
So we come out on the side of a mountain, then?
Like, probably not the side of a mountain, probably like in like the bottom base of like a kind of like a couple of mountains, kind of like nestled in between them. So in a kind
Okay.
of mountainous area, you can see like there's a different valley nearby to you that's kind of like swept with like scrub brush of like the Egyptian scrub brush and sand and stuff. It's not recognizable where you are from the angle you're at.
We could see this mountain range from where we were before, right?
Maybe. While you were driving in, possibly. But again, like, you're not recognizing where you're at.
Oh, I mean, like, not so much like knowing our exact location, but we've seen these mountains.
Theoretically.
Okay.
So
I have a plan, but
let's see
it
here.
relies on us having a vague idea of where these mountains were in relation to us before.
Well, what we can do is see how far up we can get in, a half hour to an hour or so, and see what the sky looks like at that point, and then we can either make our way back here to sleep in a relatively safe space, or we can, and on the way, see if we can find any caves that should be sufficiently concealed.
Well, I was thinking of if we know the, like, if we saw these mountains either from when we were in the desert, like with the bones, or driving there, we could have Ryan, when the sun's up, figure out which way is east and west from the rising of the sun, and we can work out a general direction from there.
Actually, Ryan, could you fly up and see if you can see where the boneyard is from here?
I can try to look around. Alright, yeah, he can change into a thing and fly up in the air. Let me roll some stuff.
So at this point, we're looking for a
Those are
general
D20s.
direction.
That's not the right type of dice.
Yeah, we're looking for a vague direction and an approximate distance.
He's gonna take a look around, and he's gonna be like, he's gonna come back to you and be like, I don't know for sure. It might be that away. I can't tell really. My ability to see in the dark doesn't go that far. It's not really that bright out right now, and not only did we go who knows how many miles down a river, but we also spent a good couple of hours wandering around in a cave system, which took us to who knows God elsewhere. Unfortunately, I'm a little off kilter in my tracking and survival skills.
Fair enough.
I'm kind of guessing a little bit just because I think I see a hill in the distance. I don't know how many miles away that looks kind of familiar, but they look really similar, and I'm just kind of guessing. I could try again during the day. I might have a better view at then, but that means you guys are going to have to kind of rest up, and, I guess Emil will be okay on his own.
I'm gonna climb up the mountain with, and try and use dark vision and enhanced senses sight.
Okay.
See if I can figure out any landmarks.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as I can safely.
You could probably get up the mountain pretty decently. These aren't super steep mountains or something. These are definitely desert windswept mountains, so it's not an impossibility to climb up pretty high. As for seeing, I mean, your night vision only, does it have a range? What does it say?
Not that I recall. 1 second.
That is a good question.
Perfectly well in pitch darkness, not requiring a light source to notice details in even the darkest basement or cave.
Okay. So you don't have.
So I have essentially perfect sight in pitch black darkness.
Okay, so it's a matter of distance at that point in time.
Yeah, in theory, general fog or haze could still impair vision, but not darkness. So if you could see a mile in the day, you could see a mile in the night.
Yeah, give me perception alertness then.
Perception, alertness.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay. You kind of get a lay of the land a little bit. again, you're not as familiar with this landscape is the only unfortunate thing. And
Oh, something I constantly forget to bring up. I do have eidetic memory.
that does help. Again, like, you did see a little bit coming in. You weren't, like, studying up with the landscape, though, is the only unfortunate thing. Since you didn't really say that part of it.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, you get the feeling that maybe Ryan was correct in his assessment. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to tell just because, like, you're nestled in an area of, like, hills and mountains and stuff in this area with kind of these, like, sand valleys and occasionally sheltered valleys and things like that. It's...
I mean, if nothing else, thanks to eidetic memory, I now have a perfect map of where we are in my head.
Yeah, you kind of have an idea of, like, the general area.
Yeah, I might not know where we need to go, but as long as it's something I can see from the top of this mountain, I have perfect recall. So, yeah, within what I can see from here, I can lead us perfectly.
Ryan will, when you come back to Ryan, you'll be like, look, I can take a look during the day, see if I have anything, kind of scout around, especially if I do it early in the morning, and I can get an idea which way is, like, north, south, east, and west when the sun comes up.
That would help immensely. I do have, from what I've seen, I can lead us, anything I've seen in this scan, I can lead us on. With perfect accuracy.
I guess we'll have to find the car tomorrow.
Indeed.
Time to sleep then.
Yes.
I'm just
By
gonna
the
be
way, I was
naked
just looking
here.
at the right. It's even funnier because it basically makes the objects change, like, form with you, so you're always wearing them. So it'd be a cockroach in pants.
That would be significantly less frightening, I think.
Yes. Maybe we can put him in a suit.
Suit roach.
Suit roach.
Yeah. Really nice one, too, I think.
Yeah. Then we can have 3 people in suits. It'd be great.
Hello! It's nice to meet you!
Top hat as well. He has to have a top hat, so he's speaking like that, and he's still got this classy top hat on. Greetings! I am the cockroach of wisdom!
Anyway.
Do I use the salad fork or the dessert fork?
What's in the trumpet right now?
I know perfect etiquette in all manners of society.
Panties out! It's like the horrible, like, bug fingers are coming out because they're, like, also, like, clawed, like, monstrosity hands, you know?
Greetings, madam. Can I treat you to a dance? I have 4 left feet, but also 4 right feet.
Anyway. So yes, morning will arrive once again, of course, and all of you will be forced to rest. One of you deep in the earth and the other 2 deep within a cave, being looked over by Orion. Ryan will spend part of the day scouting out the area. He'll spend the morning kind of taking flight and kind of flying around the area, seeing if he can find his way as best as he can. I'm gonna roll something for him again. Let's see what he rolls. Okay. And then, of course, once again, night will fall. And you'll be able to awaken. Nathan. Don't mind that one. Apparently he likes you.
That what?
There's like a snake curled up on top of you. It kept hissing at me with fangs. I couldn't move it. So,
Alright, well, perhaps I'll be able to bring a pet home for Samuel or Emil.
I will bite you when you're not affected by poison. But, you know, it will do its thing. You're like, meow.
Do we feel pain?
Kinda. So just kind of like, ow. Not the same way Mortal does, because everything's kind of deadened, but sort of.
Alright, never mind. I'm not bringing this one with.
Oh, but it's giving you kisses, Nathan.
I prefer other kinds of kisses.
Shame.
Yeah, when that one moved in, I couldn't really do anything about it.
No problem. Not to worry, Ryan.
Did you find anything in your daylight scouting?
I did. I took some time in the early morning, a couple of hours scouting out, and a couple of hours in the evening. Because we found our way through the cave, I was able to backtrack and get some water for myself. Took me a couple hours to do that. But fortunately, since we marked our way, because we weren't stupid, just in case we try to, like, double back on ourselves, so I was able to track it back to the water. I did that during the middle of the day.
And did you get any rest yourself?
Oh, no. I've been awake for a long time. I will sleep when we get back to the hotel room. Thank you very much.
Your physiology baffles me. It's rather intriguing to be
Oh,
honest.
that's not the stuff with the entire cockroach. I just always suffered from horrible amounts of insomnia.
Probably due to the fear.
Probably
Oh, that was introduced more so in the entire cockroach thing. It's kind of crazy when you have a lot of voices in your head and, like, also you're afraid of everything that exists. Well, less afraid now, but still pretty terrified a lot of times. You bring me to very terrifying places.
Your adventures with us are making you stronger.
I mean, probably more mentally damaged, but I'll go for stronger.
See, that's the spirit. You must look on the bright side of things, Ryan. Now you're deadened to some of the terrible things you've seen.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure, I think I found where we're going. It'll take us a couple hours at least to get there, crossing the desert. But should be pretty fine this time of night.
Oh, I believe both of us can go fast as well.
Reasonably, yes.
You gotta go faster.
Alright.
Okay, no sense delaying, we might as well go.
Yeah. You'll journey forth and cross, it'll take you definitely a good number of hours to get there, unfortunately. You crossed how many miles, and it's crossing the desert then back, so it's probably going to be around midnight when you actually are beginning to arrive back in the Valley of Bones once again.
Do we find the car?
Oh, yeah.
Easily enough. Okay.
It'll be probably another half an hour to get to where the car was, but you will find the car with an Emil sitting next to it.
Ah, there you are. Did you have a lovely little does this count as a vacation? Break? I don't
Day.
know.
Huh? Oh, there you guys are.
You're probably like
waiting around.
You're just probably like on your satellite phone, like doing stuff right now. Like
Yeah.
Battery life on that thing is exceptional.
Just ran the car and plugged it into the car battery.
Ah, I see. Well then, I think we have finally come to the end of our bloody world hopping adventures.
Well,
That was the last one, right?
until we can find Enoch.
At least it's one thing and not jump here, talk to this person, jump here, talk to that person. Oh, by the way, they all want to kill you, but they're not actually going to kill you. They're just going to threaten to kill you over and over. I'm very tired of being threatened to be killed. If you're going to kill me, just do it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we were on a peaceful mission. It means that, they might want to... They not be happy at first they see us, but as soon as we give our mission, that kind of deflates a lot of, threats of death. Usually.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely at least one that still wanted to kill us.
I'm sure there are many more than just the one. However, regardless, I believe we are just about done.
Maybe I can finally find somewhere to sit for a bloody painting.
Let's return to Cairo.
Right.
Indeed.
you'll make it back to Cairo. It'll be once again early in the morn, so you'll have to rest again. But you'll make it back to Cairo, and we'll take our second break here.
Yeah.
So if you need a drink, snack, a bathroom break, go ahead and take it, and we'll be back for our last about hour in a little bit here. So see you in a second.
Don't forget to use up a blood point for sleeping.
Exactly.
Oh.
Thanks for dinner.
Going back.
Nice. Josie Mike's is like the best.
I know.
Welcome back, everybody. So, you've returned back to Cairo. What is your plan now?
Meet up with Dawn and Samuel.
Yeah, that.
They'll be hanging out at the hotel room.
Cool.
It's not quite the car wash.
I don't think we really have anything to do at this moment.
Except meet up with Lazarus. Seems like probably your big thing to do.
Yeah, which I hadn't actually thought of this until now. I should have thought of it off break, but like I don't really want to start the final thing.
You guys can have the meeting with Lazarus portion of it before you move on to the next part of things in quotations. And that can kind of be wait for seeing if we get people next week. That's the thing is, like, this is a good point in time. If you wanted to wait, I would not argue against you guys waiting this week. We just took our break now. We can take care of a little bit of stuff like probably worrying about English, work, brain.
Word hard, brain bad.
Word hard, brain bad. Any kind of like little management things you have to do to take care of stuff for now. You could look into some of the other things on your list. Your list is pretty short now. Like you were going to find a bunch of information by what Lazarus is going to do for you guys. That's going to help a lot. Is that going to?
You got any ideas?
Call Candy and let her know that she's got a super big vacation and present for me coming in the future once I'm done with all this business.
Oh,
Fair,
Nathan,
fair.
you're just so wonderful that way. You know how to keep a girl happy.
Man,
I'm trying.
She's been waiting on this vacation for a while.
Well, she sort of got one going to Hawaii, but not exactly.
Yeah, that was like a working vacation.
Yeah, it was still Hawaii, though.
Yes.
True.
A Hawaiian workcation is not a bad workcation.
Yeah.
Do we know what to expect going into the Enoch bit?
Well, not really is the unfortunate thing. You know that you're going to get back with Lazarus, and theoretically, once you meet back up with Lazarus, he is going to, as far as you know, send you where you need to go, so to say. And you know you're going to the Shadow of Enoch within the Shadowlands.
I'm trying to think of any prep we could do for it.
That's a tough one to say, too, because you're going into, like, you know, a place that's very alien, definitely, to you.
Yeah.
I suppose Emil could spend some time looking into the secret society that he didn't
That is
realize.
a very good point. I should call someone about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably should call someone. That sounds about right. So you're gonna...
I think he has an actual call at the moment.
Yeah, right.
It was...
It was spam anyway.
Okay. I like how you said that. It was like an actual call at the moment.
It Ooh, we could look into finding the Black Heart.
You could.
What?
Not exactly sure what it is, but apparently the Black Heart can guide us to a lost changing breed care in Africa. Black Heart depicts an African temple structure with a woman standing on top, wanted by Walks the Earth, wanted as a favor for continued assistance.
Place down south to Africa. Well, I mean, we're in Africa and Egypt, but Africa?
The heart of Africa.
I mean, we could just try
I mean,
and
I
gear up.
There's some options here. So effectively, once you were done, you were supposed to meet back up with Lazarus, and
Right.
he would be able to let you know the plan then on his end for what's going to be done.
I mean, the only thing Leslie really wants to do is sit for a picture, or sit for a painting, but it doesn't really, affect anything in the story.
Oh, we're also trying to learn a little more about fairies.
That's true. Your best bet, strangely enough, talk to a Malkavian.
I only know one, and I would really rather not talk to him.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think we have his contact information, so...
Well, I'm sure we could get in touch with him via
The rat
help.
bastard.
Yeah, also him.
I mean, there's one that the one you know back in New York, so to say.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of a different Malkavian. Never mind.
There's the one we met very recently in
Cuba or something?
Not Cuba, it was like Santo Domingo or...
The one who was the unofficial greeter for the game roll.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally said the fairies tell him things.
Oh, that's well, if you want to talk to him.
No. It mostly seems to take time, and it's just... It'd be nice if we had everyone next time just to go talk to Lazarus.
Yeah.
Which we certainly would hopefully have it. I mean, if Jess gets everything stabilized with her sleep schedule, then that'd be great. That'd be her back in action next week. I don't think Dunce might be free just because he was only working. He was assigned to work extra hours this week. I don't think it's a normal thing. So I mean,
I don't think so.
It's up to you guys what you want to do at this point in time. Like, we can kind of disengage, end it early here now. We did we just took a short break, but we're discussing this now. Kind of like at this point in time, we can give outros and stuff and worry about it later. I can certainly, we can take care of some of this stuff we've been talking about.
Can I try and feed my sword my blood? Would that do anything?
I don't know if it necessarily do you something.
Yeah. Because I know there's stuff to do with that sword, but I never managed to figure out what to do with it. Because I think what it really needs is me to feed it while we're fighting stuff, like in battle, and we just haven't really had any of that.
Yes, very true.
I don't know. The only thing I can really think of is gearing up, but that's not really something we need to play out,
Very true.
Like, I could use...
You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to do politics and finance to make sure that we can still keep traveling throughout this silly pandemic business.
Good call. All right, please roll me a politics finance check then, and we'll see how well you take care of pandemic-y related issues.
Would it be? I was thinking that would be 2 different rolls because I can't roll.
Oh yeah.
2 intelligence together.
Start me with a general
Charisma politics.
charisma politics. Yeah, charisma politics. We'll start with that. Thank you.
Wits finance.
Cool.
And yeah, thank you. I brain farted there for a second. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Whole
Wow.
buckets.
Wow.
So effectively, because you are a private charter kind of plane, and you know you can use a couple of your influences that way, you're pretty sure you can keep up with some of the travel during this pandemic. Generally, most countries you'd probably be okay in. You know, the U.S. definitely fine. Most of the what would be called the first world countries, you know, Europe, U.S. you could probably arrange travel to them. Anywhere that like there hasn't been a complete shutdown of flying, you could probably definitely get through.
Okay.
If there is a complete shutdown, that's another issue you'll have to deal with.
Okay. But then I can. Well, I guess that would be what the manipulation finance would be for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for now, I need a wits finance just to make sure that you have a decent supply and you've kept up with the money and stuff. You know, just to play around with some finances, make sure all your investments are going well. We'll say.
Wits.
Oh, you gotta be witty.
Okay.
Predicting the market.
All right.
Diamond hands to the moon. Oof.
Well, it's not a botch, which
That
is good.
sounds like
That was 7 dice still. Like, that's... Same amount of dice as the last one, just almost the entirely inverse roll.
Yeah, so, the thing is, unfortunately, it seems like you're not able to get a lot of, like, influence on the market because, well, market's not doing great because of the pandemic.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, unfortunately, it's just...
Do we know what country Lazarus is going to be sending us to?
You don't know what he's going to be doing.
I mean, presumably he's going to be sending us to the country of the afterlife where the Shadow of Enoch is.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
going
I
to be...
thought it was like a buried city
Oh,
somewhere.
no. He's sending you to the actual afterlife.
No, okay, so we're trying to find the actual city of Enoch, or where it used to be. But what he's doing, he's sending us into like the underworld to find the imprint of Enoch.
Oh, fuck, I'm going to be right at home. Hell yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, what he's effectively said is, like, the information that you have is, like, that, there was a shadowy version of Enoch that existed, which is almost like the soul of
The
Enoch.
ghost of the city.
Yeah, the ghost of the
Shadowy,
city
you say?
that existed in the Shadowlands, the underworld. The problem with that is, during the Sixth Great Maelstrom, it was mostly destroyed. There is a fraction of it that does remain, and that is what he's sending you to. So it's a portion of the city remains. And what...
Is there any special interaction for a Sombra going to the Shadowlands?
Unfortunately, no, because it's technically
Damn it.
not the Abyss.
Damn it!
Yes.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a different
The
section.
answer is not that we know of yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as you know,
So-
no, because you don't have any, like, necromancy or dead manipulating powers. You manipulate the power of the Abyss, which is a different section of the afterlife.
Mhm.
That's kind of like a version of a hell that you're manipulating.
Yeah. It's worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I'll try and secure us a contact so that we could obtain arms and armor if needed.
Okay.
Just something to gear up, because I don't know about the rest of the people, but I don't really have much in the way of gear anymore.
Sounds fine. You can contact Lars. Remember good old Lars? He was your weapons guy back in New York. Either he can supply you with something, or since Lars does have contacts in the underworld, you could see about going through him to see if you can know someone.
That's what I was thinking, just in case we can't get back to America and shipping it would be too long.
Okay.
For him to ship gear from...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the issue there is our funds are a bit more limited at the moment. Particularly liquid capital, as I had to use a lot of it to take care of this, the Hawaiian auction part. I also had to use a bit for Emil's issue with the Prince of Chicago.
Well, I do have some...
Also been flying all over the place.
Yeah, I think I do have some liquid capital, too. Not enough to finance, our globe-trotting adventures, but should be enough to secure us gear.
Fair enough.
I guess it's up to Tantus, but...
What's your resources?
2.
Yeah, you have some capital. It'll definitely help.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, if you wanted to, you wouldn't have to worry about some of the base capital, but definitely, like, beyond maybe getting a hotel or like maybe renting a car, it might be difficult for any kind of heavy spending like now.
I'm not thinking of, like, super heavy, just getting us gear.
Mm-hmm.
Through Lars, or through his contacts in Africa.
Depends on what kind of gear you want, though, too, I'm going to say, for that one, also.
Okay.
That'll make a big difference.
Fair.
So, my character is going to message a couple people, one of them being Horatio,
Mm-hmm.
asking for contacts of, basically anyone I know, and I'm just going to try and find contacts of my sire, basically.
Okay.
See who he knew, see what people knew about him.
Alright, so you're looking into your sire. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Speaking of sires, where's my child support?
Mm-hmm. Not coming back anytime soon. Child
Damn it.
support, damn it. Who are you again?
Oh, maybe you should pay your child support.
I
Your
left him a
baby.
note! That bastard needs to go home and read it. He left me with terrible clothing.
No, he left you with wonderful clothing. Thank you very much.
We disagree.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be just trying to connect with people and see what people knew about him, if people knew anything secret. I'll be vague. I'm not going to say, was he part of any weird...
Yeah. I'm
Weird
going to
allegiances,
definitely need a check here. I'm going to need you to make a manipulation... subterfuge, because you're trying not to, like, let on that your real reason for contacting him.
I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay.
Nice.
We'll go ahead and roll it. We'll add the extra success.
What difficulty?
I'm going to give you a difficulty... This is a difficult one, just because, you're going through Horatio and such, so I'm going to say difficulty 8.
I'm glad to spend a point of willpower.
Yep. Okay. Alright, you learn of a few of the people that your sire was in contact with. You're going to get a short list of folks that are connected with your sire. You're also going to get the name of a Nosferatu. That is in which city was this going to be in? Sorry, brain farting again for my what I had put before. Okay. Yep, I remember. So, the Nosferatu goes by Bunny. And as far as you know, this Bunny character can be found in San Francisco.
Okay.
There are years though.
So, you know that Bunny was a good friend of your sires. You're not sure. Horatio thinks that Bunny may have shared a sire with your sire, effectively, but isn't sure 100%.
I'm not sure how that would work. If one's a gangrel and one's a Nosferatu.
Oh no, I'm sorry, not not a sire. Sorry, I was thinking of someone else there for a second. I was thinking of Samuel for a second. Not Sarah's a sire. That their sires were closely related, also closely friends. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry, brain farted again. I'm brain farting a bit right now. So yes, Bunny's a Nosferatu that was good friends with your sire because their sires were connected in some way. You don't know how, but that was what Horatio thinks, that something happened with their sires that forced the two of them to be associated with each other. So, well, that's all about. If you want to look into that painting, did you have I forgot if you had the painting or you're looking for the painting.
Do I get any other names or just Bunny?
Bunny is the main name. There's a couple other names. I will just say that you have some other contacts. Bunny's like your best lead, but you have some other leads too.
Like other people I just don't think I've either heard of or don't think sound all that important.
I can say that the other people could possibly give something, and I would define them better if you would get in contact with them and they would be helpful. But it's like, right now I'm saying, like, if you're going to be talking to someone, the person that's most likely to have good information is Bunny. Other people might depend on your kind of checks and stuff, whether or not they will get names, faces, etc., etc. They would be more beholden to you if you were going to look into other folks. But Bunny from San Francisco is the best one.
Got it.
Nathan, you were looking into the painting, right? You hadn't found the painting, you were looking for the painting, I recall. If I'm remembering correctly without checking my notes. Right?
Oh, the black cart?
Yes.
I believe so, correct.
So, I need you, if you're going to look into that and take some time to do that, now that you have a little bit of downtime before you go contact, probably give me a wits etiquette, because you're going to be dealing with the art world, so to say.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
Buds. That went well.
So you're gonna kind of like start looking into the Black Heart, this supposed like painting, and you're gonna start asking around to like starting with like some contacts in New York in the art world. You probably have a few art contacts that you've gained over the years, you know, for art for your various buildings.
Fences.
Yeah, and fences and stuff too. So you can start like kind of like looking into and figuring out things about that. You kind of like inquire kind of quietly here and there about things, you know, kind of like look around, and it turns out it is a notorious painting when you will learn about it a little bit. Its exact location is currently unknown, but the painting itself is an older one, said to have been created actually during the colonial days of England and various other of Europeans, back when Africa was first kind of conquered and settled. Rumor has it that it is a painting of a ancient ruin that was found deep within the African jungles. Its exact location, again, is a mystery, not something that is known about. If the ruin is even real. That's another thing that's, you don't know for sure. It's just a painting of a ruin. But there's an infamy to it. The first person that owned the painting ended up actually, well, the first family suffered many issues. The last member being of the original family, which is said to have owned the painting and either been member of whoever that family created it or received it from whoever created it. After, again, like a series of misfortunate events, the last member of it died of a accidental death during the Revolutionary War, where he was, before a battle began, he was flung from his horse and impaled on the bayonet of one of his men that happened to be nearby, killing him. Soon after, it ended up in the collection, since he was the last living member of that family, it ended up in another family, ended up passing around Europe, also ended up in... Everybody that kind of owned it died in various mysterious and horrible ways. It is said the last person that owned it was a Jewish businessman during the 1930s in Poland. And you can guess how that went. So, theoretically, the last time it was seen, it was being looted by Nazis. You know a Nazi. She might not be friendly, but you know her.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. But yes.
Which one is she?
Maria.
Oh.
They met her during the
The auction.
during the auction. She was a Nazi vampire hunter who a vampire was like, you know what I'm going to do with you? Make you into a vampire. Because he found that was very ironic and stuff. And she hates him, but also, like, doesn't necessarily want to kill him. It's more like make him suffer eternally kind of thing. Possibly kill him. She can't quite make up her mind on that one. It's all that kind of like, pent up, like, I am my worst enemy kind of thing and stuff like that. So, yeah.
What a lovely lady.
She is awful.
Yeah.
Because she was not just a Nazi. I believe she was an SS officer.
Yeah.
Should we kill her? I mean, just, just going off of Leslie's background, can we kill her?
You are Cold War era, so your you probably had, like, from your family connections, like, I'm guessing your character's, like, father probably fought in World
War II.
Yeah, so you were a kid during that kind of time period.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, yes, it does not...
And then I was a soldier and spy in the aftermath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we kill her?
Whether we can kill her or not is kind of a good question that I'm not currently interested in finding the answer to.
Last time...
At any rate, I never met her, so I don't know about her.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Which is a very good thing.
They used her to their advantage, let me put that way. And she didn't get what she wanted, and it was probably relatively upset about that.
Well, she also fucked with the deal by bringing somebody else.
This is an accuracy.
So if she gets all butthurt about it...
I'm just now glad that I was not there for that.
Yeah.
Or that might have gone a little worse.
Mm-hmm.
Or better, depending on your point of view. And
Well,
her generation.
She was an awful person to meet. Like, in general, an awful person. But, like, you needed to use her to contact Beckett, who... He's not a bad person. He's just a dick. Yeah, that's probably best described Beckett. He's not a bad person. He's just a dick. Because he does anything that he wants in order to get his research done.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a notorious nodist. Basically, he's a person that studies the older generations and such. So. And he's the one that created her.
Yep. So yeah, the important part about her is we told Marie that our information, or that Beckett's plane was leaving in a couple of hours, and that we'd meet there to take him down, but we couldn't get to that location because we couldn't get through security.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had, the private jet.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you know? You didn't meet with her, etc., etc. Yeah.
Oh no. Shame. So you're saying we're going to run into her, are you?
Well, again, since the notorious cursed painting was last seen being acquired from its rightful owners by, well, Nazis, maybe? Like, the owner's family was completely dead then. Like, the curse seemed to remain. None of his family survived the Holocaust, unfortunately. So... No one was around to even think about claiming the painting again, or attempt to recover it or anything like that.
Ooh, we could talk to that other guy. Where is he? I have his name in here somewhere. Gregory Klaus.
Yes. Which one is that?
Gerhold Liebner.
Also, what is this related to?
Well, they're both German.
No, I mean, like, the current conversation, so I was like, okay.
Oh, the Black Heart. We're searching for the Black Heart, which was last...
the Black Heart is the painting?
The Black Heart is the painting, which...
Gotcha.
Theoretically, according to Walks on Earth, what it's displaying is an ancient lost cairn in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
What people know of it is it's supposed to be a lost ruin in African jungle. The African jungle, like the Congo, it's big. There's a lot of stuff you don't find there. It's like people like have lost, die, etc. Kind of finding ancient ruins that are hidden amongst the Congo. Theoretically, that's what this is. But it's supposed to have, like, supernatural connection, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna check in the phone book and see if Detective Gerhold Liebner is in there.
Which one is that?
He is the older German guy. He had credentials, private detective from Munich. He is no longer there. And our guess was Aramel, the fallen angel or demon, who predicted the fall.
Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find a number to connect with him. He will not answer for now, I'll say. You could leave a message.
I'll leave a message and be like, this is Nathan. We briefly met at an auction last year, and I have a possible job for you as a private detective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything else you want to do then, folks, or do we want to, like, kind of leave it there? Because we're probably...
I think I'm good. I got the contact, but I'd rather visit them in person.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea. Like, arrange to maybe, like, have a side stop at, San Francisco at some point in time for your own personal quest line.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's nothing I really can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could try fucking around with my shadow shit.
We can say you're just
stuff that's
practicing with stuff that you got right now. I mean, that's a perfectly fine thing for people to be doing.
Yeah.
Practicing.
Well,
You can practice your swordsmanship.
Yeah. Like, there's the stuff Smiche pointed to with the shadow stuff, but apparently it draws, you know, my antediluvian towards me, and also Dawn's is working with him now, so I don't really, like, I'd really love to work on the shadow powers. I don't want the attention of 2 antediluvians. So
3, because you're coming along with me.
right, yeah, 3, I forgot. I don't want the attention of 3 antediluvians. 1 I might risk.
Yeah.
4, because Sumiche also.
God fucking damn it. No, well, no, it doesn't count, because Simiche is the one that pushed me towards this in the first place.
He was more of a warning you about stuff.
That's true, but that means that he knows about you, and that's
But he
already
let...
bad.
Oh yeah, see, that one I'm just taking the L there. He already knows about me. He let me live. I don't know why yet. I still don't know. I probably never will know why he let me hang out on his couch, his stupid flesh couch, for like 3 freaking months.
Flesh couch. It was a flesh
Worst
couch.
couch surfing stay
I've-
ever.
Yeah, I'm just taking the L on that one. He let me live. I'm not gonna ask why.
I think you mean taking the W because you're alive.
You didn't spend 3 months with him. It's definitely taking the L. It's definitely taking the L.
Everybody loves a good flesh couch.
No.
Fair enough.
I mean, I think even solitary vampires who live deep underground might enjoy a bit of company for every now and then.
He's an antediluvian. I was a fly sitting in his room.
I mean, he was making his own company at the time.
Have you never made friends with the fly that's like buzzing around your room, or spider
No, I
that's sitting in your
Can't
corner?
remind himself for decades and decades and centuries. Right.
I mean, his entire reasoning is like, oh, you know what? I remember your sire. He did something to help me out back in the day.
Yeah.
Back around like
Yeah.
500, 500. Back in 500,
Yeah.
you know, back in those early Dark Ages. He did some things to help me out, you know.
Thing is, there's no way he just saved some random La Sombra for no reason.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
See, that's what worries me.
I'm just thinking, where do you think your arm went? No.
I mean, it was
Probably into one of his creations.
I mean,
Let's be honest.
if he retrieved it from the rubble, he pulled you. He could have kept it. That's true.
Because it was
Yeah.
already like a weird arm, so he
See,
might have
I'm pretty sure at some point we're gonna get to like the end game of this, and Samichi is just gonna show up like, so you owe me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna be saying like,
knowing
fuck,
Candace, that might happen.
because I can't really. I did try to murder him, and then he let me live.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I don't-
technically, you didn't really try to murder him. You just tried to murder his physical form that was infesting the sewers, not like him.
Yeah.
Arguably.
The question is, does he care about the subtleties of the differences?
That's a good question.
For all intents and purposes, the antediluvians might as well be gods to us.
Oh God, yeah.
Right.
I do love because they have rank 10 powers, and every time you look up a rank 10 power, it's like plot device.
Yeah. Right.
That's exactly what they are. It's like, hey, you need something done? It's a plot device. Rank 10 necromancy, plot device. Rank 10 vicissitude, plot device.
I'm just hoping that, for whatever reason, he keeps my antediluvian from devouring me and coming back to Earth, leaving the abyss.
He probably won't, because it's kind of like, you know, it's like they tend to have to be.
Wait, maybe that's why he left me alive, so that my antediluvian could take over my body and come back.
I think it's
Who
less that he
knows?
doesn't really care. It's like a dysfunctional family. ever since they all left the house, and the house burned down, they just haven't been meeting up with each other, getting along as much. Occasionally, they might chat along with each other, figure out, we got this in common, we can do something. But most of the time, they're all doing their own thing, moved to different corners of the world. Some of them are ghosts. Some of them are like astral beings that possess the bodies of younger beings. Other ones are like, horrible flesh monstrosities that have to rebuild themselves.
Yeah. So yeah, as much as I'd love to train with my shadow powers, no. Which makes me sad. Because me and Leslie both very much want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I can't really train with the sword. My swordsmanship is already pretty much the height that I can reach.
All right. Perhaps this is a very fine place to leave it off. So, thank you everybody who joined us today. We resolved some side things there, which actually was pretty good. We were able to use that to do, go hang out and get ready, okay?
For what? When are we going out?
As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go use the restroom, get myself around, and then be leaving pretty soon after that.
Okay.
So think about, in 5-10 minutes. Okay. Sorry. Going on adventures, and I've decided to be very nice and take my niece, even though it's a terrible idea. Uh-huh. But,
I understand.
Yeah, but, it's getting out of the house, and we're seeing her cousins, who we don't see very often.
Must be nice.
Don't have many chances to do anything. Ever. So, anyway, yes. So, next week, we'll worry about meeting with Lazarus. For now, all of you we got done some little bits of story things with people here, so that was a fun thing. Why doesn't people give shout outs, who they are, where to find them, etc. Let's go a different direction. Let's go clockwise, since I went clockwise earlier, and let's start with Umber.
Hi, I'm here on this channel at this time every week, roughly. Yeah.
Sounds
Carpe,
about right.
over to you.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing.
I'm the CarpeDM. I can also be found here on Tuesdays.
Wow. Hey, Worm, what about you?
I can be found here on Mondays, Tuesdays, and on my channel on either Thursdays or Saturdays, depending on what day I end up. I eventually both, but for now I'm only trying to do once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I potentially cut off Carpe. Did you have something else?
You can find me on Twitter occasionally, and I would like to start running more games, but I need to get my Twitch figured out first.
Twitch.tv/Diamondwyrm, and it's worm spelled with a Y, W-Y-R-M.
And yep, I can thwunk it out into chat. That should work. Vamp player. Hey, there's a bunch of links to Worms and Carpe stuff and all of that things. There you go.
I also have a Twitter, which I get into for about a month, and then I ignore for about 3.
I occasionally show up on Twitter at this point in time when I remember to, and that's about it. Yes. As for myself, Dracovin, you find me here most days. I've been streaming a bunch of Stardew Valley, some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Those are my big stream games for video games, if you're looking for more RPGs. Thursdays at 8 p.m. is Children of Wrath, the D&D game set in the Magic Gathering world of Dominaria. There's Records of Evil, which is every Monday. That's at Thursdays, 8 p.m. Mondays at 1 p.m. is Records of Evil, the Lawful Evil D&D game, which Worm is in. There's this game at 2 p.m. every Tuesday, and the other tabletop-related content is Discussing Tabletop on Saturdays at 2. So that's the list of stuff to look forward to for all of us for now. Hopefully you can be joining us next week when more crazy adventures are going to happen, and they're going to go take a trip to the afterlife. That'll be fun.
Yay.
Technically, this whole adventure has been a trip in after our lives, but still.
Anyway, thank you once again for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your evening, and great rest of your week if you can't join us for anything else. And until the next time, farewell, folks. Farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.